Visit to Marrakech. The first day we appeared at the Marrakech Street from the airport. We stayed in Medina, which is the heart of Marrakech. Went with my girlfriend, and this is our first day arriving. So this is Medina early in the morning. It was 6 a.m. in the morning, so the market has really not started. So we had to walk through that because the city does not allow vehicles to go through the market. We made it to our villa. It is called Villa La Vie, which is in the heart of Medina. And this is what it looks like. We had a wonderful reception. As soon as we walk in, we got people, the receptionist there who answered all the questions we had. It was a little bit hard to find at first, but when we made a phone call, they quickly run out to come get us to the place. Now we're going up to the second floor, which is our room, to see what it looks like. You go up the stairs. There's no elevator. It's a four-story building, with the pull down in the bottom, and we just walk up to the room, and this is what the room looks like. They have beautiful mosaic floor everywhere. The doors were really pretty and hard. As you can see, it's a lot of design, and we open the door and we check into our room. So this is our very first day, and we're just trying to settle in. This is what the rooms look like. It's a two-bedroom. Two bed, one bed per person, and there's a bathroom door over there, and it looks really great. Then we went back to the balcony because the our host, who is the receptionist, also wanted to show us the rooftop, which also combined as the restaurant for breakfast. So this is a bed and breakfast riad. So we went up to see what they have up there for us. So this is the up, which is a rooftop, and it was a pretty cold day, so we had the heater on. This is where we usually would have our breakfast, and we sat down the first day. Even though we got there around 10 in the morning, they were so kind enough to still feed us breakfast for that day without any hesitation. And then he showed us the room I am walking into, which is the hammam. It is like a sauna, but it's not just a regular sauna. It has a lot of soap and scrubs that you can use while you are sitting down in the sauna. And it's really pretty cool. I really enjoyed it there. It wasn't free. We had to pay for it. As you can see, my friends, we were still trying to get used to the cold, and then from there he took us to a spa. Again, these are not free services. They do not come with the rent to this riad, so you will have to pay extra. I believe this spa was about $70 per session. We did not get to do that because we were not interested in the spa, and we sat down for breakfast, and it was time for them to serve us. So this is what it looks like from top to bottom, with the pool sitting down all the way on the third floor. We'll get served breakfast. Is a Moroccan style breakfast. It's a Moroccan pancake, some scrambled eggs, some American pancake, some honey, some muffin, and of course, you cannot go without a Moroccan tea. So this is our host is showing us all the food. The flat ones are the Moroccan and the American regular pancake. And now he's gonna treat us to the Moroccan tea. So it's called the magic tea, and what they do is they lift the kettle up and pour it from there, and that's how you get the foam to the tea. Without the foam, you are not enjoying the Moroccan tea. So we are treated to a great Moroccan tea in the morning. And that is just us cheering each other up, having a nice breakfast with a hot tea while we eat our breakfast. That's what it looks like after we have finished. We just drizzle some honey on top of the bread, and we enjoyed our breakfast. And that's just me wrapping my breakfast and eating it. Now, breakfast is over. We're walking down the stairs. I saw this little window, and I was being nosy, wanted to see what it is. It turns out it's just a little storage that they put their stuff in. And we continued to walk down to explore the remainder of the rear. Now, this is day two, and we're ready to tour the city. This is what the Medina looks like the next day, broad daylight. We headed out around 9 in the morning and wanted to see the whole market open and get a good feel of the city. As you can see, every wall is mosaic and really brass doors. I heard there's history to each door. As you can see, some of them were even down in like a hole, but it's really not. And we continue to explore. So we walk from our hotel straight into the market, and this is in the heart of Medina. This is what the market looks like in the morning. And the first thing we did was to walk into the herb store, and this is where they showed us this lipstick. It's actually a little clay pot. They call it the magic lipstick. It is made from hibiscus flower. What you do is you put a little saliva or water on it, you rub it, and you can wear it as a lipstick. We have so many herbs that we tried. Some lemongrass, which he let us smell great. A lot of hibiscus, a lot of really good spices that we purchased from this store. And he's just showing us all the things, the great things that they do have. One thing about Moroccan is they're quite hospitable. They will always serve you the Moroccan tea. They have a lot of pride in the tea. And he actually treated us to some nice tea. And they recommend that we have the tea without sugar, which they say is the best way to drink the tea. And they drink tea anytime of the day, regardless of the weather. And that's us cheering on to our drink. I tried my drink without sugar, and then we move on to the next thing. It's showing us some saffron and some other things that we can use as a means in case you have a cold. They put it in that little sheet cloth, rub it on your palm, and then he let my friend sniffle it 3 times. And that is, I trying it on. It was a very strong menthol kind of smell, but it will clear all your sinuses and everything. And that's actually what it's supposed to do. We all tried it each, and I kid you not, it is really strong. Then we'll move on to the market, continue to see this. At this point, we were heading out to go to the Agafay Desert, and this is our meeting point where the bus will take us to the desert. So we're still on the street in the heart of Medina, waiting for our bus to come so that we can go to the desert and explore. And there comes our bus. It's a group of people. You check in with your name, with the driver, get on the bus, and it was an hour drive to the mountaintop where we did the desert ride. We got to our destination. Everybody got down. This is our first stop, and it's just a quick stop where they took us to this place that you can actually try some oil, get some Moroccan treat as we sit down, and they continue to give us some treats. So we walk down. That's our tour guide leading. Walk down to this Moroccan style dining area, if I could call it that, where we already see people, tourists sitting down and enjoying their treat. So we walked up to the very last one, and we sat on what looks like, even though it looked like a chair, but it's very low, like you're sitting down on the floor. And we got served some nice Moroccan treat. It's still me and my friend still trying to take everything in, taking pictures, enjoying our day. And that is our third friend also joining us in picture taking. Then we got the lady come, serve us some different kind of dippings. One of them was honey, the other one was peanuts, and I can't remember what the third one is. Olive, yes, with some bread, which we dipped in. She told us the history behind it, how they made it fresh from the organ, and that's how they make their organ oil that we would go back to do later. So when we finished eating, we went down to the store and we saw this kind lady who is making some oil. So they got it from the organ fruit. She invited me over to come and try, put some nice carb over me, and I tried to grind the nuts so that I can make my own peanut oil or argan oil. And that's just me trying it out. It was quite a lot of work, my arms, but it was quite exciting and I enjoyed doing that. I got some drippings out and it was really fun to do. Then we'll move on to where the lady tells us the history behind the nuts, how they process the whole thing to get the oil, what they do with the remaining shaft, which you see there's this little pasty stuff down there. That's the shaft that they will use to, I believe, create some mosquito coil. I can't remember precisely what she said that was for, but it went from taking the argan and processing it, drying it, soaking it in oil and cook it, and then get the oil out from there and still keep the shaft to do other things. So that's the wrong thing I was talking about earlier. So she was just telling us the history and the whole process of how they got to that place. And we went on to, of course, there cannot be any tourism without purchases, and we end up buying some argan oil. We continue our journey to Agafe Desert, where we want to do our ride. We arrived there right on time. I think this was about 4 p.m. in the night. It was quite a windy day, very cold. It's a lot of tourists around this area. And the first thing we did was to walk down to the reception area where we had to sit down for a little bit before our first ride, which was the camel ride. So this is just walking down. There was a pool, lots of sitting area where we waited until it was time for us to go on the camel. While you're there, you can take pictures. There's the love sign. You can swing. You can do a lot of things. And that's exactly what we did while we were waiting to ride our camel. And then we met some new people, we made new friends. These ladies, beautiful ladies, were from the UK, and we were able to, make friends and bond and enjoy each other's company. And then we moved on to the actual camel ride because it was time for us to ride. Excuse all my laughing, I love to laugh a lot. We got on the camel and we rode our camel. Camel was quite friendly. I gave my name on that day, but my friend's camel was not. But we actually enjoyed the ride, and it was a straight line where everybody stayed in a straight line, and the camel was being led by that gentleman, and we made the ride. It was just a quick 10 minutes ride or 15, and then we came back, just turned around, and we ended up just doing the 15. We ended the ride, and there we are getting off our camel. That's my friend getting off, and it was quite an exciting thing. Then we moved on to the next activity, which was our ATV ride, the quad bike. I was the ride on this bike, and that's my friend. This was way before we started driving, so no, I wasn't driving and filming. My friend did all the filming, and I had my meta glasses on that also did some filming for us. And we rode in the night. We were able to see the sunset, and we enjoyed this. This is actually my most fun part because the road was quite rocky, and having to ride through all the dirt and all that was a lot of fun for us. And we continued to ride in the night up until it was really dark in the night. And we rode, and this actually was a good 40 to 45 minutes ride through the whole desert. And that's another crew just coming back from the trip while we were just about starting ours. As you can see, the beautiful sun was setting right about the time we started our own journey. So we actually get that opportunity to see the sunset while we are riding the ATV. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it, and we rode into the night. So that's all that. Let's just continue to ride different tours, different curves and maneuvering. It was a lot of history, culture that we see in the dirt. It was quite dusty too because it was a very windy day. So thank God for our helmet, especially mine, that was able to cover my nose. But despite that, it was still quite dusty and we cut a lot of dust in there. And we drove, this is what it looks like while we're still driving in the night. And it was quite late in the night at this point. It was a total of 6 hours activity between the time they pick you up from your hotel to the time that you end this, and with 2 hours driving time. So this took about 40 minutes, like I said, and we rode in the night. I actually find this quite exciting because I haven't really rode a bike in the night before. Then after we came back, this we went back to where we started, which is the meeting point. By now all the lights are on. We had dinner. We served some Moroccan food. We made new friends on there while we were going into the meeting center. And there was activity going on. There was music. There was fire show. A lot of activity was going on at this place. By the time we got back, we were the very last crew that actually rode the bike. So it took us a minute to get our food and get situated and all that. So we sat down. We were served the food. It's a local Moroccan style. I honestly cannot remember what it is or what it tastes like, but you dip the sauce, you dip your bread into the sauce, which is like a French baguette, into the sauce, and we ate it. It was tasty, but I would say that I think I would prefer other stuff to this sauce. And then the main dish came. We had some rice, lots of rice, more bread, and more food. We had lots of good vegetables. The vegetable was actually my most favorite, with some potatoes on it. We were served water with the food, and we just continued to get more and more food. So as you can see, there was rice with more vegetables on there. We had again a lot of Moroccan tea. We made friends. We broke bread, and it was time to go home. On the way back, there was some Moroccan music. I love to dance, and I just continued to dance to the music. So I enjoyed the song. It was really nice, and that's me just dancing it up. I don't know what I was doing, not that I know any Moroccan step, but I was trying to match the beat with my dance steps, and it was quite fun enjoying the music. So there's a bag there where you can tip them. They really won't fuss about it if you do not. I think their goal is just to entertain people and make people have fun. I danced and danced, and at the end of the show, I thanked them, and I continue with my journey. So it was quite a really nice day, and I danced so well. I enjoyed it, and it was time to go back to our bus where we continued the journey back to the hotel. Now, this is day two, which is the day we are checking out. We only spent 24 hours at the Riyadh. This is our host again. Wonderful guy. He was just telling us about the wonders of Marrakech and invited us to come back. I gave him his credit because he did wonderful. Then we went on to back into the market again for the second time. And this time around, we were actually trying to find the square. He had told us that we need to visit the square. That's where everything happens. So we were just going from shops to shops to see what it is that they sell in Morocco. There's a lot of artifacts, lots of handmade stuff. These are actually spices that have been made into Moroccan flags. And we visit more spice store. We bought a lot of oil, argan oil, rose water oil. It's just different kind of oil that we purchased at the market. Then we made it towards the square where it's a lot of people, lots of shops. It's an open market, so you can go in and see what they have and negotiate and see if you like what they sell in there. A lot of the buyers were there. And this was actually during the month of Ramadan. This was the day before the Eid. So the market was not as busy as it would be. They told us we got some fresh pomegranate drink, fruit that was freshly pressed for us. We had lots to eat in the square. It was an exciting experience that we had. And then we continued on to continue to shop. Lots of handmade products that we actually enjoyed buying and seeing. And we actually enjoyed this particular store because they have a variety of different woven handmade bags that we actually took advantage of purchasing. And then we left the store and continue our journey into the main square. So this is the main square in Marrakech. It's a big open space, as you can see. Lots of activity going on in here. We asked questions, we saw stuff, people were just walking around. There was music in the background. There's a lot of activities going on, and we just went from places to see the square. So the square is just an open spot where people walk around from one end to another, and there are music and all sorts of activities going on in the background. Then I saw this snake show, and that's the man over there invited me to come and put the snake on my neck, which I respectfully declined. I am quite adventurous, but not with snakes. So no, I did not put a snake on me. The music was being played to get your attention. As you can see, the covers have their head up, so I was not playing with these. And no, thank you, I said. And that was how we ended our trip to Morocco. Thank you for joining, and we'll hope to see you on the next adventure. Marhaba.